Isn't just what we do, it's who we are. It's how we identify ourselves.
What does bracket racing mean to me? It's my life. It's where my people are. My idols, my family, my friends.
Bracket racing is life. Bracket life. Hello and welcome back to the Bracket Life Broadcast, Canada's drag racing show. Brandon here and back again with my good friend Andrew Sturck. Andrew, how's it going tonight?
We're doing all right. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, so I'm
absolutely
feel like I'm feeling this back out. I almost have a Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands, right? So
yeah, I hear you. I almost don't know what to do with my hands. I clicked the wrong intro. That's all right, right? It's still Bracket Life, right? Bracket Life show. Tonight's episode presented by Pro1Safety.ca right there. We didn't even coordinate this. Andrew and I both got Pro 1 going on. So should have been the Pro 1 video. That's all right. We'll show that at the end.
We can get it on the outboard, right?
Exactly. We're all good. So Pro1Safety.ca. Pro1Safety.ca. Pro1 Safety Canada offers racing safety equipment, including seatbelts, harnesses, fire suits, everything like that. I know they have helmets. I'm not sure how much is in stock. But yeah, everything you could need safety-wise for your racing operation, your race car. Comfortable shoes, I've heard.
Absolutely. Just went through I think I'm on my second set now after about 4 or 5 years, just wearing them out with lots of miles, but great stuff. Comfortable equipment, lightweight, but awesome. Especially after the heat we've had the past couple of weeks of racing there where it was 90, 100 degrees. It wasn't terrible to wear compared to other suits I've had. So great stuff.
For sure. So lots of spots to get Pro 1 at. Lots of different distributors at West, TNT Motorsports, Travis Ringgiff, get a hold of them. Southern Ontario, Matt and Jonathan DeVries will get you hooked up. Quebec area, whatever, Eastern Ontario, I guess. Jay Bellew, the kind of the home base for Pro1Safety.ca, and the Maritimes, Jason McNeil will get you covered. So that's all good. Contact any of those 4 or 5 guys. Get set up. That's who we deal with all the time. Andrew and I deal with Jay, I guess, mostly. But I know lots of other folks, right? Great service. They usually always keep a lot of stuff in stock. There was just a stock order, I believe, that came in. So yeah, get with your Pro 1 dealer if you need anything.
Absolutely.
Getting ready.
Check Matt those. The DeVries family, I bought some stuff off them as well when raced out here, and they've got great stock as well. So speak about the area that I'm in. So
absolutely, no, for sure, right? That's it. I deal with Jay because he's close and save on that shipping a little bit here.
Absolutely.
But
every dollar helps.
Absolutely. But yeah, check them all out. They'll all help you. Jason McNeil, I'm pretty sure just got a bunch more stuff there. J&B Racing, so they got a lot going on as well. So yeah, all those guys, dealers, great equipment. Any questions, message myself, Andrew. If you have a question on sizing, I know the gloves are different for everyone. That's kind of, once you're comfortable with something, switching is kind of intimidating a little bit. But I switched to the gloves. I like the outside stitching. It's my thing.
Got some fantastic stuff, right? So it's you can't go wrong with it at all. Great stuff with the Pro 1. And I think they just celebrated the company itself. What was it I saw? It was 8 years, 9 years. There was an anniversary. Just saw it come up on social media not that long ago for Pro 1. So in general.
Excellent. There we go. So getting there. Been around a while and probably will be around a while.
I would think so.
Yeah. So if you're tuning in live, you know what to do. Dive in to the comments. Let us know you're hanging out. Any comments, questions, whatever comes up throughout. Any conversation's good conversation. We like talking. We enjoy engaging with everybody. So let us know that you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure hit that subscribe button just below. If you're not on YouTube, wait till the end of the show. Go on YouTube, then subscribe. Check that all out. We appreciate it. Helps us out a lot for the Bracket Life channel and getting out to new folks. So, Andrew, we have a heavy Canadian countdown as it's been, I guess, a month now since we've been on. So we'll miss a few races, because it is what it is. There's a boatload of stuff going on, especially in the heat of the summer. But we'll do our best to hit a bunch. And congratulations to everyone.
Absolutely. Going just about coast to coast, just about.
Just
East
about.
Coast is heavy, but all the highlights. So if you want to kick it off, Naperville National Open,
Yeah,
going back to July 19th to the 21st there.
we are. It's all crazy that it's almost been a full month since the National Open in April happened. So we have only a couple results from there. Saturday, this is a cool situation here, right? I was just talking about Jason McNeil, Pro One safety dealer, and then among other things that they sell. We talked about Jason and Bryce McNeil a lot on the show, on the Canadian Countdown. Results from down east, heavy hitters in the Maritimes for sure. Jason and Bryson pulled off the double up together, father and son. Jason winning Super Comp and Bryson winning Junior Dragster. That's a pretty cool.
Awesome deal.
Getting to share the winner's circle with your dad and with your son, right? Vice versa. It's a really cool deal. So good when they made the long trip up to Naperville, competing in the National Open Series. So committed to that, and then awesome to see it pay off.
For sure.
Sunday, Carter McLean takes the win in Junior Dragster, and Mike Ingram wins in Stock Super Stock. So there's 4 Wallies headed back to the Maritimes from that group there. That was all kind of results that we saw offhand for that. A couple other results we did find, though. The team of Canopic and Stroud picked up the wins in Supergas on Saturday and Sunday. Charlie Canopic, obviously former Division I winner, number 3 in the world finisher.
Correct.
Just before COVID. Absolutely. In the world for Super Gas for NHRA. So, Charlie's obviously a very heavy hitter when it comes to 90 racing. And then Eric Stroud picking up the win on Sunday. So cool deal. Eric's driving Charlie's old Roadster.
Yes.
So cool deal. And Eric kind of grew up with Charlie. Charlie was always around and stuff like that. So I know for Eric, that's a really cool deal, getting to drive that car, the history that's it's all been, and then to win and be able to share a winner circle over the same weekend with Charlie himself was really
awesome
special for them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great deal for them. And cool to see. Great turnout, by the way, in Naperville as well for the super class cars. Yeah, they did a great job with it. Talked to a few folks who were out there because that weekend, I believe I think I was in the U.S. racing that weekend, and great job for them. Super Stock had a great contingent, East and West, in the sense of like Eastern Canada, if you divide it up there, showing up for it. So great job for everyone there.
I believe that was talked about, that was the busiest Naperville might have ever been.
I'd heard something about that. Yeah, they had a great turnout. I know there was Top Sportsman, Top Dragster combo run there. They had a semi-pro, like foot brake, super pro had good turnout. So thoughts of different things going on there. From there, we'll pick up an old friend of ours, Dave Gunn. We talked about Dave picking up a big W down in Pittsburgh a little over a month ago. It doesn't
probably about that,
right? Well, it wasn't long after that. July 21st, Lancaster had a Andy McCula Memorial race. Andy was a big racer down at the Lancaster, the Buffalo area. Fortunately, passed away. So lots of sponsors kicked in. They put together a 10,000 to win race. And doesn't Dave go down there and end up running Ross Booker, I believe, in the box final, which is another Canadian from the Hamilton area, and picks up the win and then runs off in the no box runoff to win 10K. So Dave's had a great start. Well, it's a great start, but a great middle part of the year so far. He will continue traveling. I think he's heading out this weekend again. We saw him out in the Bonanza, which will touch on results wise here as we come up, but great job for Dave. Great season so far. I believe he just retired, and evidently he's starting a second career as a professional box racer.
That's it.
Yeah,
well, got to pay for it now. Need that income. I had a quick result from Greenfield Dragway, July 28th. Didn't get all of them. I know. Wanted to shout this one out. Sean Paul Tebow takes the win in pro. Longtime supporter of Bracket Life and supporter of the broadcast. So, great to talk about those guys and about Sean. So congratulations to him putting the winner's circle down there.
Nice job.
We had a high roller weekend at Shannonville, July 20th and 21st. That's where I was when Dave was taking down 10K in Lancaster. Saturday, we had a cool deal. It was neat, especially after the broadcast we had done just before this event. Where Rachel and I got to talk about what it's like kind of racing together, racing with a daughter now, and then what that whole experience is like. Saturday, we were fortunate enough to go to the finals together. I did.
Really cool deal.
Yeah, I don't want to say unfortunately, because it is what it is, right? But unfortunately, I did take the win over Rachel. We had a great race. She was driving awesome. I wanted her to win. I would have rather her won, but it is what it is. Like that can't be. That's the way that she's going to do that is not by just giving her a race by any means, right? And that wouldn't have nearly any meaning to it, just giving it up, right? So we had a great race in the final round. My win light did come on. We did get a pretty cool trophy.
The Rod Trophy. We will talk about those again. There's more of them later in this episode too. Yeah.
But so I got that one hanging out. So yeah, that was pretty neat. It was a cool Saturday. And that, that's it. I was happy to be back in the winning circle. Paid for my week at the bracket at Shannonville. So that was all right. I've done that a few times before over my racing careers. Use my Shannonville winnings to go elsewhere. So funny to kind of come back and do that all again.
Now the question of the hour on this one, and I don't mean to take the side tangent on this, but how was the split negotiated in that high roller final between husband and wife?
Winner take all, bud.
Oh, so no split, just flat out all the money in one purse.
That's it. Winner take all. Load it up. That runner-up money gets pooled together. Yeah, that's it. Runner-up gets nothing. That's how we do it over here.
That's steep right there.
Absolutely. So in semi-pro on Saturday at Shannonville, David Ray took the win. Mike Turner was the bike sled champion. Roger Tapson won Nostalgia. Aaron Felstein takes the win in Sportsman. Carly Parkhurst, my cousin Carly, took the win in Junior. We both got a Rod Trophy, and we got to share the winner's circle together as well. So that was pretty neat. And Super Dave wins the trophy class. We'll roll over to Sunday. Super Pro Chuck Fram Jr. takes the win over Steve Parkhurst. Kara Roberts win her first win ever in Junior. So good for her. Bike sled John Chatwood, which for all of the longtime Shannonville folks, as surprising as it is to hear John Chatwood winning on a snowmobile at Shannonville is unreal, right? How long that's been all going on for. John Chatwood just turning on wind lights in Shannonville is, that's just how it's been, I think, since the doors opened there. Yeah. Dave Cardinal wins Nostalgia. Kevin Cardinal wins Pro. Aaron Felstein doubles up in Sportsman, and Super Dave doubles up in the trophy class. So I did want to point out, so John Chatwood, and then his son-in-law is Kevin Cardinal. So Kevin driving an Oldsmobile, right? John Chatwood has Oldsmobiles forever. So Kevin driving an Oldsmobile, I'm pretty sure, I believe that was John's at one point. Dave Cardinal, Kevin's brother, also driving an Oldsmobile, also that I believe was John's at one point. So all three of them got to share that winner's circle. So that's pretty cool. Definitely, if you do ever show up at Shannonville and an Oldsmobile pulls up beside you, you're better off just to turn around. Especially if you know that it was a former John Chatwood race car. That's just how that goes. So yeah, we had a blast. It was great to be back. Great to see everybody in Shannonville, and cool to do it. So we had a lot of fun. And then obviously turning on wind lights is great. But either way, we had a great time seeing a bunch of folks that I don't get to see as much that I grew up with. So fun deal for sure.
Excellent. Sounds like a great time. So the next weekend we move right on down the road. So pack up everything, head back to the Ottawa area. First of 2 weekends for the basically Bracket Bonanza week.
Yes.
Great event. Luskville Dragway. It's essentially 6 10K races over 9 days when you count the Dave Rennie Little Bracket weekend, which kicks it off Saturday, Sunday. Get a couple days off on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you get back into it with the Big Dog on Thursday, then the Super Tour Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to highlight the Dave Rennie Twin 10K weekend Saturday. Russ Adams picking up the W over Jay Bellew, Pro One Safety sponsor. Jay had a great day. Russ had a better day picking up the big 10K win. Ryan Claremont, some of my neighbors just from down the road from me at the parking spot in Luskville. Ryan picking up his first W in semi-pro. I think first W in his big car. I'm not sure how they raced before. I just started to know the Claremonts. But great day for them over Larry Lepine. Larry will be mentioned later here because he had a fantastic week overall. And juniors, Shelby Sagan picking up the W on the Saturday. Sunday, Big Mike kicking off his bracket week with a big W in the 10K win over Max Gauthier. Max just driving the wheels off that Vega. Took me out at 3 cars in the 10K to diminish my chances of any possibility of winning on the Sunday. But in the final, Mike getting the win over a very close win. I think it was a couple thousand at the finish line. I think 4,000 or 5,000. Great race. Claremont picking up the W in semi-pro. Wes, Ryan's dad, continuing to put the Claremont cars in the winner's circle, taking the win over James Hewitt. And then juniors, Maverick Anger over Haley Anger, a family affair of sorts. And Maverick picking up the W there. From there, we head into vacation mode or work mode, depending on how close to the Luskville area you existed in. For many of us, like myself and my family, we continued around Ottawa area, enjoying everything to enjoy. If you were Brandon, you went back to work for a few days before we get back into it, and which was Thursday, which was the big dog and the little dog shootout, where I'll let you pick it up from there.
Yes, sir. Big dog shootout. Very coveted race. It's been going on for a long time. Used to have a steeper entry fee, right? So a little bit, like, it's not different. It's still enough money for it, but all the money from the entries goes into the purse. There was $10,200, I think, in the purse.
Somewhere
when we got to the final.
Yeah.
When we got to the final there, final did see Frank Mark take out Darren Frazzo. Frank from New Jersey, been coming, I don't know, over 30 years, I believe, up to Luskville, and has dominated for 30 years. So good for him. Darren Frazzo, I still say probably the most underrated door car racer. I'd say I would throw it out in the country, because I'm not sure who else would be ahead of that, but definitely in our area for Ontario, Quebec, whatever, the most underrated door car racer. So Darren had a great day. But yeah, so Frank took the win there. Semi-pro was the little dog shootout. Ashley Mutart just kind of getting back into the groove a little bit. So came back, I think, last year racing, and then wins the little dog on Thursday. Junior did not race on Thursday. I have junior results, but I'm fairly certain that juniors did not race Thursday. So that's all right.
Yeah,
we're good. We'll carry on with that.
3:30
race did happen Thursday night. Frank Anger over Jamie Bridge. I'm fairly certain that Jamie was perfect and dead on 7 for the loss. Frank was 1 dead on 4 for the win.
It was
3:30 race final
along those lines. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was quite the race. Interesting format, being at 3:30, right? So it's no mile an hour, in a very fast happening race, right? With some very quick cars. It's amazing how much fast technology there is out in Luskville. There are cars and dragsters.
Yeah,
but a great final round, like built to be a fun race, tight, and it was all of that.
Absolutely, it was. So that was a really cool deal. Friday we'll roll over. Just how I did roll over my tongue. Super Pro 10K winner Terry Miron takes the win over my buddy sitting across the camera for me.
Yes.
Over Andrew Stark.
We had a good day. You know what? Terry did a great job, right? I ran into him, took both entries to round 5 before the Mustang that was running on the dragster side, because it's just the way they run double entries in the Super Tour. Terry just beat me up there. I went 5 red, but I mean, what was he? I think he was like 15 total. So there wasn't like there was a lot on the table to work with if I didn't turn it red. Then I really thought I had a chance to redeem myself in the finals, and just did not let go nearly as well. Terry rolls down there, scrubs, I think 5 or 6 mile an hour to take 5,000 stripe, plants it dead 1 or dead 2. I'm dead 6 or 7, rolling down through there to be behind, and just an awesome lap by him. But overall, good day. I'll take my lumps on that one. Runner up in a 10K finally in a bad day still. So
no, exactly. Semi-pro Stephen Ballantyne takes win over Naomi Balabi. Juniors Peter Marston over Cole Malcolm Krotner. Golf cart race, Ryan Claremont took that. I'm not sure who the runner-up was. I lost round 3 or 4, and we went to bed. Well, we at least put Alex to bed, and then we didn't go back down. But yeah, golf cart race was great too.
Fantastic.
Loads of them. I don't know how much it was to win. Normally, it's over $1,000 to win the cart race. But yeah, if anybody here does know, I'm sure somebody. Troy's watching. He should know how much the cart race was to win.
Doesn't sound like he's doing too much based on some of the comments he's had. So maybe he can fill us in with some info there. But
yeah, but yeah, so it's a cool deal. That's part of the fun. All the fun races they do have at the Bracket Bonanza. There's usually something to do, all day and all night. So that's what we did Friday night. We also did have the Angers Fun Party. So there was bacon. I was in between rounds, running up, grab a couple slices of bacon here and there. Maybe the odd hot dog.
When they talk about hot lap in the golf cart race, the hot part of that is really just trying to deal with the hot food, the dogs, the bacon. Like there's coming off sizzling, and that's the most difficult part about turning stuff around between there. Not getting the golf cart ready, just how are you going to handle all this stuff, right?
Well, exactly. We were taking turns. We had Alex with us. Rachel and I did, and then so we're taking turns. Who's going up to get the bacon?
Yep.
That when that's the biggest dilemma of your night, that's all right.
You're in a good spot.
Really, that's not a problem. We didn't turn very many win lights on, but we had a decent time.
That's all right.
We'll roll over Saturday for the second time in a week. Russ Adams turns on the 10K win light over Brock Godmere. Brock, I believe, forgot to put it in low gear in the final. Jacked up, right? We've all done that.
It's tough.
We've all been there. Made those mistakes, right? You jacked up, get back to a final, ready for it. A lot of energy. Saturday night at the Bracket Bonanza. That's a huge final round. Brock lets go, takes foot off the brake, and the car rolls through the beams and gives Russ the win. So that's how that one ended.
Leading up to that one on the door side, did a great job with it. So just unfortunate final, but what a hot weekend. That was, I think, the hottest day too. It was like 92 with a humidex of like 102. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. If there's anyone out there who wants to calculate that one, that's
hot.
Yeah, it's warm.
That's what we need to know. So that's it. We get it. So that's how that went for Super Pro. Patrick Larry takes the win over Larry Lepin. That was the 5K Saturday race. That's my first attempt at semi-pro. I did jump in and join the fun over there. John Golka, Katie Transmissions, did let me drive his Camaro. He drove in Super Pro. I drove in semi. Did pretty well. I lost round 5 Saturday. Actually took a boatload against Larry Lepin. Driving the finish line against the bike, it had me all sorts of screwed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun. Tried what we could to get 5K, swapping feet, and I'm just glad I didn't look like a total idiot out there.
Put a couple round wins on the board, right? So
yeah, no, we went to round 5 live and can't complain about that.
Not at all.
So like I said, Patrick Larry takes the 5K win, and then juniors also ran for 5K.
Yep.
Haley Angers takes the win over Connor Riddler. So nice that it all kind of stayed close to home. Nothing against, I don't want to say outsiders, but traveling racers, that are coming to your home track, right? When you have the biggest day of the year for your spot, right? You want those hometown guys to win and keep the money at home, right? So cool deal for them.
But those Western Ontario junior racers held their own. They were all in late rounds or finals. If I'm going back through here,
well, that's yes. Right. You wait till Sunday's results too.
There you go.
Because there in all 3 days that there was a junior race, there was a Southern Ontario racer in the final. Pete Marston Friday, Connor Riddler on Saturday, and then we will get to. Sunday. Well, we'll just start here. Sunday, Carter Daniels takes the win over Pete Marston. Yeah. So Carter Daniels, cool story. Quick. Friday or Saturday, I think it was Saturday morning, blows the engine up in the junior. They have a spare, put the spare in, puts it together, right? Go try it out Saturday night, wins on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So cool deal for them. Congrats to them for coming prepared and then being ready to put the work in. Got an update. Don't forget she was 10 total. That is correct. Haley Angers in the 5K final in a junior dragster is 10 total.
Unreal lap. Unreal lap.
That's how you get it done for 5.
Yes.
So ain't no problem with that. Sunday, Dave Rennie takes the win over Louis Gagne. Awesome deal for Dave. Dave is guaranteed the hardest worker at the racetrack, usually on all his own stuff. Does not stop tinkering and messing around. He's actually, I'll see, shop lights are on. I believe he is right there right now. They were in Naperville last weekend. Pam blew up an engine. There was connecting rods everywhere. It's a mess.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Complete, not good. So drove here Sunday night. Dave's over there. We had the car fired up just before actually I got home. Dave fired that up. So he's hanging out, doing some stuff with us through the week. And so good for Dave. It was awesome to see. And Louis Gagne, it seems like Sunday at the Brack Bonanza is always Louis's day.
Do not bet against him.
Do not.
Yeah.
Once he gets in that mood, right? So he was rolling. So good to see either one of those guys win. Great friends, great guys. And it was just a great final. Semi-pro Jimmy Gift takes the win over Daniel Langto. Daniel, another super pro racer that jumped into the semi-pro side. He was able to squeeze through and get to that final round, and missed her just a touch, and Jimmy got it done.
I think that's a
cool
great
deal.
job.
Cool deal for Jim. Driving Richard Miller's car. I believe Rick's having some, not in the greatest shape of his life for sure. So really cool for Jim to come out and then do that and park in the winner's circle at the Brack Bonanza.
Absolutely.
So the 5-day championship that myself, Kyle Jessup put on, presented by Brack Life brand and Precision Concrete Finishing. Not a real surprise based on some of the results here, but a solid 5 days with, let me get you the point total, 21 round wins over the 5 main event races. Larry Lepin is our 5-day champion. Stephen Ballantyne and Mike Chenier both had 18 round wins. Chenier on the door car side in his Corvette.
Yep.
Ballantyne got there first, so taking the second spot. Russ Adams with 16 wins, and Brock Baudouin with 16 round wins as well, rounds out the top 5. So good for all those racers. It was great. It was tight. Russ had potential. Larry had a bunch of great days. Russ, sorry, just looking through the points, with 2 wins and 2 zeros.
Yeah. Peaks and valleys.
That's it. Start high, get way low, and then got another win. So it's anybody's race. We talked about this for the 5-day deal before it started about, the difference in racing semi-pro versus super pro or dragsters and door cars, right? We had a good mix here. This is a dragster taking over if Russ gets a couple more win lights on the Sunday of the little bracket, Friday, and then Sunday of the Brack Bonanza. So close, right? It's anybody's race. There's, it's really tight. Good for all those guys. You have to put together great days, multiple great days to win that. So congratulations to Larry and everybody else.
Really fun format, neat deal, right? To see that little championship type deal, right? With the 5 days over, kind of has that the Canadian version of the Moroso 5-day feel to it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not 5 consecutive, but over those 2 weekends, really cool deal. A lot of fun. I know I was hanging out in the top 5 there for a little bit there before Sunday just got the better of me, but
it happens.
Awesome deal. We're gonna head back this way. We're gonna go Canadian Nationals, the WDRA Canadian Nationals at Grand Bend Motorplex. This is formerly the big Canadian national event of the NHRA days, now in WDRA format. We'll kick it off with a cool deal. Owen Henderson boys. We've talked about them on the podcast quite a bit over the years. Owen and brother, I'm having a moment here. That's Wyatt. Sorry. My apologies, Wyatt. Owen and Wyatt taking one car, Wyatt's car, I believe, up to the race because one of these deals where the Owen DR was running at St. Thomas, had the big bracket race up at Grand Bend. So mom and dad, Paul and Michelle, went down to St. Thomas. Owen and Wyatt take a car up there, and they don't disappoint. Owen, driving Wyatt's car, gets the WDA Rod Trophy on the main event no-box win. He also continued it a weekend later. There it is, right?
One of those.
Wyatt's got one of those sitting as well as Brandon. The Owen also picks up some wins in the Windsor weekend. The following weekend, he wins the high roller and runner-up on the Sunday. Just wanted to get that in there, as I didn't have many other results from Windsor, but great couple weeks there for Owen and Wyatt's car. So great job to those boys. Box ET, Kevin Knight, who's the defending WDRA Northern Bracket Finals winner, picks up his second Rod Trophy. So something to shoot for there, Brando, right? Kevin's got the pole right now with 2. He picks up the win in the main event box CT side. Junior Dragster. This is a cool deal too. So Keith Lindsay picks up his first ever win, and his first ever win is at the Canadian Nationals, and his first ever win comes with a Rod Trophy. What a way to kind of kick things off. If you're going to make it memorable, you might as well make it big like that. So congratulations to Keith on their big win with that one. And bike sled, Trevor Rock got through a very tough bike sled field to pick up the Rod Trophy for bike and sled. PSDS winner, pro sportsman, Paul Sampson. Not Paul. What am I doing here?
Phil. Close.
Phil. Yeah,
I just saw that. I read that. I'm like, who's Paul Sampson?
Yeah, no, Phil sorry.
Sampson.
This is why we're doing the Red Bull night. We're struggling a bit here, and forgive me there. Phil picking up the W in the pro sportsman, so the top sportsman, top dragster combo setup. Great job for them. And then pro modified, I believe it's Claude St. Maurice. So it was a G-Force car. We saw that it was Paolo Juste helping out, and we're not quite as familiar with what looks like to be a Montreal-based team. I've seen that Richard St. Pierre is part of it. Richard is also formerly, but may still have a top alcohol dragster racer. So any clarity on that one would be helpful. But a Montreal-based pro mod drove all the way out here and picked up the W in the pro modified field for the WDRA Canadian Nationals at Grand Bend. Now, we're going to have a long run here because this is where the NHRA National Open Series really kicks into high gear on the East Coast. Super excited for all our East Coast racers on this one. Brando, I'm going to let you just run with this because, well, that's how we came up on the coin toss here. So
that's it. So this looked great. It's, I don't know. Sorry, I was just scrolling to where I got to be. Drag racing in the Maritimes right now always has been a heavily supported NHRA spot, I guess, from what I've seen. Always been well attended. A lot of those racers do travel a fair ways to go to national events or try to whenever they can. National Open's always been huge down there, so not a surprise. After looking at the support that they had in Naperville, that when the National Open Series went to their home, then everybody came out for it.
Absolutely.
So it's huge. First, we'll start off Miramichi, 3 big days of racing. Stock, super stock, Cale Johnson over John Armstrong. Sebastian Levesque wins top sportsman, top dragster over Lynn Cormier. Sebastian, a super tour racer, chasing the top dragster, top sportsman points for that. So currently actually leader. I saw they had updated points today. So
yes,
Sebastian is super street. Chick Coughlin over Danny Denjou. I didn't know Danny. Well, Danny must have a door car. Now, I used to race Danny a fair amount in his dragster, however many years ago. I know I did race him in Miramichi when I was there. Super Comp, Ashley Walker over Trevor Cowie. Super Gas, Vito Bosca over Jeff Stackhouse. Bike and Sled, Glenn Frizzle over Brent Neeson. And Juniors, Carter McLean over Kane Hogan. So, I did kind of graze by that Glenn Frizzle there, Bike and Sled, but a usual suspect on here for the countdown in the winner's circle. So roll over to day 2, stock, super stock, Lewis Gill over Mike Ingram. Top sportsman, Simon Goslin over Peter Carpenter. That's top sportsman, top dragster. Super street, Jax Menard over Chad Ramsey. Jason McNeil gets the win over Justin Cummings in Super Comp. Benoit Martin over Dawson Toombs in Super Gas. Shane Bulger over Dylan Bulger. Little family action there in Bike and Sled. Hunter Merchant over Lily Arsenault in Junior. So congratulations to them. Day 3. Roll through here. I know it's a mouthful. I know. We're getting there.
A lot of racing.
We're getting there. Mike Ingram, once again, runner-up on day 2. Takes the win, stock, super stock over Ben Kelly. Todd Jason, Super Pro over Dawson Toombs. Pro Bill Shepard over Caitlin Joyce. Sportsman was Elliot Sprague over Jenna Rippey. Glenn Frizzle gets his second win of the weekend over Jamie Wilson, bike and sled, and Carrie Sprague over JC Posibon. So the National Open was Friday and Saturday, I believe. And then Sunday was just a ADRA points meet for all the Atlantic drag racers down there. So
3 big days, right? So
3 big days, right?
Absolutely.
Huge at Miramichi, well attended. Looked like it went off, without a hitch. So that was really good to see for all those folks. Nothing but good words from them. Miramichi always puts on a great event. I say it every time we talk about it. I'd love to get back there. We will sometime.
And some great technology out there. If you saw some of the best appearing and best engineered stuff, I mean, there were some really cool looking pieces out there, and said like great attendance, right? So awesome to see the East Coast doing so well with it, and see the American support. There were some Americans that made their way up there. I mean, that's one of the things that's going to make this work, right? Is support on both sides. So cool deal.
Absolutely. And in a series that obviously I've talked about it before, would love to attend. Obviously, it didn't work out for me this year to do it how I wanted to. But moving forward, would love to support it, and love that everyone else keeps supporting it too.
Yep.
So Cape Breton, the weekend after this weekend that just did pass, August 9th to 11th, they had the second maritime event down. So what do we got left after this? We'll have one more in Cayuga and one more in Naperville,
which will also be the bracket finals, I believe. So
which is
the
the second weekend of
after
September.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Labor Day is Cayuga.
Correct.
Labor Day is Cayuga.
Correct.
Yeah. So we're getting close. We're getting down in the points, right? Remember, this is the best 3 of 6 point series for all these racers as well. So the John Scotty NHRA National Open Series round 1 in Cape Breton Dragway stock super stock. Wendell Howes over Dave Garland. Rosalie Neaston over Danny Danjou in Super Street. Super Gas, James Cowie over Jim Morrison. Justin Cummings takes out Trevor Cowie in Super Comp. Sebastian Levesque once again over Peter Carpenter, Top Sportsman, Top Dragster. Renee Coughlin over Shane Bolger. Junior Dragster was Lucas Campbell over Lily Arsenault. So we'll roll through to day 2. Saturday, so these were both 3-day events. Kelly McKay over Mike Ingram, stock super stock. So that's a huge couple weeks for Mike.
Absolutely, yeah.
At the Open Series. Super Street, Richard Boyd over Noah Mugga. Glenn McLean over Jim Morrison, Super Gas. Jason McNeil over Brett Ramsey in Super Comp. Dave Anthony over Peter Carpenter, Top Sportsman, Top Dragster. I believe that's 3 runner-ups for Peter Carpenter.
I think so. He's having a good run, just not having much luck in those final rounds.
Yeah. Bike sled, Gordon Ferguson over Dylan Bolger. And Junior Dragster, once again, joining his dad in the winner's circle, Bryson McNeil over Kane Hogan. So good for them. We'll hit some Sunday results. Doug Wathrall over Gavin Posibon in Super Pro. Pros, Mike Ingram over Ed Chapman. Bruce Courtney over Andrew Pastuck in Bike and Sled. Gus Longafee over Sean Weaver for Sportsman. And JC Posibon over Joshua Pastruck in Junior Dragster. JC, that's 2 Sunday wins.
Yeah.
Can't get her done for the Open Series, but those Sundays, JC Posibon is on fire on there. I will, while Andrew, you have a few more results to hammer home. We'll take a quick look once you're done at the Open Series points. And
yeah, good idea. I was thinking about that too. So we'll head back this way. So we're actually going to head to the U.S. US 131. They held their bottom ball bash, which is a growing big bottom ball event in Michigan, but for the kind of north central. I'm not sure how to kind of qualify that. I guess it's north central.
Either way.
Talbot boys head down there. Will Steckley, Dave Moon. Brad Talbot going deep and getting into the finals in the Saturday 10K race. Great showing for them. And then Rob Holden getting down to 7 on the Sunday 5K race. Believe everyone else went some rounds. Super tough racing. You ever been to Michigan? There's home to a ton of great bottom ballers. Ohio is right on the bottom there. And then you've obviously got Western Ontario when you have the likes of Will Steckley and Talbot say Talbot boys, I guess that's the best way to put this, right? Running around, then it's no lack of talent there. Great showing for them. PDRA, we'll pick it up. There was lots of PDRA racing over the last month with the North-South Shootout. They have the Pro Stars and then the Northern Nationals. Ryan Harris just showing off here. Wins the North-South Shootout in Maryland. Goes 19 total in the final of the Pro Junior Dragster. Then picks up, they head to the Pro Stars, which is an all-star race, like an invitational style race you have to essentially win your way into as far as your results go. Shows out there, wins the Pro Stars at VMP. Then they pack up, head home, turn it around, US 131 for the Northern Nationals, where great Canadian contingent there. We had Mauro Canigi in 10 Super Street, Pro Street, 10-5 basically. Tony Presto. There was Jay Santos there, obviously the Harris Racing team, but Ryan winning his third straight PDRA race. So he's put 2 main eventers on the board and then a all-star race. He looks unstoppable at the moment. It's a very competitive class. So to do what he's doing is absolutely fantastic. I believe they've got 2 more events left in the PDRA schedule. I'd have to double check that one, but obviously a great year for Ryan, and we'll be following along to see how the rest of the Canadian contingent does down there, particularly the Harris Racing team. Then we head to the biggest one. So the first weekend of the Little Bracket Bonanza, we spent most of Saturday night glued to our phones as we were watching the $250,000 TB Promotions main event, where we actually had with one Canadian and a Canadian-ish car, Megan Bonnet's car, who is now American, but she originated in Canada, so we'll go with that. I believe it was not Doug Foley, but it was Foley. I can't remember the gentleman's name. Joe, that's the one. But Drew Buchner going off the bottom and coming out of the bottom bulb side of the 250K, getting all the way down to the final round, and I believe going under by a couple thou to lose to Joe in Megan's car, who was wheeling for that event. Great job by Drew coming off the bottom. Had some fantastic rounds, just killing it, going double O's. Had one round where he missed it, going, I think, 61 to his opponent's teen light, and just drops it on his head to force the guy to take a wicked strike, breakout, and I believe he was like 1 over for the W. It was one of those rounds where you hear the "oh no" from the announcer, and it's not coming up on your boy's side. And yet the wind light's shining as he continues to go on. Had the buy run. I believe he was trip zip at one point to get the buy run. Unreal race. So congratulations to Drew. 660 Sportsman Nationals coming up this weekend. It's the same folks, Drew's promotion. So great job for him at the TB Promotions race. And hopefully a big weekend coming up for the 660 race this weekend for them. As we have a special guest coming in here.
Charlotte's just here to say hello.
That's it.
Absolutely. So that's great. I did find the points here for the National Open Series. Sorry, my bad. I was making sure I went through here. So we'll just do a quick recap before we get out of this, because I do want to hit on the 660 Sportsman Nationals before we go. So stock silver stock currently, Louis Gill with the lead over Kelly McKay, Mike Ingram, Bruce Riley. I believe, I'm not sure really how the points work in this whole situation here, but they're all within 40 points. Louis Gill has 373, and then Bruce Riley in 4th has 331. So within 40 points, so very, very doable. It'll depend on how those racers go. With switching, I'm not sure how many. I'm fairly sure that Kelly McKay and Mike Ingram did travel to Naperville. Well, all those guys must have to have that many points. They must have their 3 points already, or 3 events built up. So they can improve moving forward. At more than likely, we'll see them all in Naperville for the Open Series there. Won't see them, I would imagine, in Cayuga, because that's
hard to say. We'll see how it works out. I mean, it's the way the points are shaping up, right? To be able to at least block, right, to make the trip out, and then essentially make your way home, hitting up Naperville, right? Yeah. You have Cayuga, and then you're wandering back to Montreal, right?
Yeah.
Be interested to see who shows up.
Yeah. So I know the top 3 are all Maritime racers. Bruce Riley, I'm not sure where he's from or much about Bruce, but obviously having a stellar year. Junior dragster Bryson McNeil here, commanding lead, 56-point lead over Carter McLean. Lily Arsenault, 80 points back. So we'll see, right? I'm not sure. I said I don't know how the points work, but Bryson so far commanding lead, really strong. He will. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be in Naperville for the final race for sure to defend that. ET motor or bike and sled. Holy, Shane Bolger and Brandon Satchel separated by 2 points to this point. So that'll be great to see them. Brandon will, I would imagine, be at TMP here in a couple weeks.
I would think so.
Has a great run. Maybe he's in Naperville. Same with Shane. See what happens there. But lots of great racers in behind them. Currently, Top Sports with Top Dragster, bit of a runaway. Sebastian Levesque, 90 points ahead of Dave Anthony, but lots of racing left.
Yep.
Right? You never know what can happen. It's tight down through the bottom. Second to, let's say, eighth, separated by 30 points, 40 points. And great racers in there. Doug Forbes, Todd Chase, Peter Carpenter, who we talked about with 3 runner-ups last week. So yeah, we'll see. See how that goes. Super Street, Danny Danjou, 50-point lead over Drew Buckner and Richard Boyd. Drew's going to be at TMP.
Yep.
Drew's dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drew has made a trip to Naperville. I'm sure we'll be back, so we'll see. Danny Danjou will for sure be at Naperville. There's no doubt in my mind. Quebec City racer. Super Gas, currently 3-way tie for number 1. Dawson Toombs over Glenn McLean and Jim Cowie. So all tied for number 1 at 274 points. 11 points back, Vito Bosca. So we'll see what happens there. That's going to be cool. I'm excited to see how that all works out. Super Comp, not as much fun to watch right now because it's pretty much just Jason McNeil winning everything. I'm not saying it's not fun, right? I'm not taking away from Jason by any means, but it's not as tight, right?
The general fan is not seeing a tight race here, right?
That's it. Jason currently with 384 points, so 384, right? Okay. Number 2, second spot, Mark Green has 219. So yeah, we are 170-point lead.
Yeah.
It's all right.
The biggest thing here would be is just because of the Western swing, if you will. If we're talking about this, there's a lot of the racers. This has been a heavy Eastern schedule so far. We're going to see that Western swing come up. A lot of folks who haven't maxed out or haven't claimed out yet. So
yeah,
we're just to see what the Western racers can do. It'll be interesting to see how the points race works out for the Eastern racers who are leading and who makes the trek, out this way to Cayuga, because a lot of this is where the strategy of points racing really comes in with a claimer series like this. You can do as much damage blocking to help yourself as you can trying to improve upon your score. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out altogether.
I would think that because Brooklyn Noakes is still in the mix a little bit because she can still get a bunch more races.
Yep.
She won the first one. Car count, I think, hurt her is why it's down.
Yeah.
But if she can have a good TMP race here for the long weekend and then go to Naperville. They were at Naperville the first weekend. We'll see.
Brent did well there too. So
yeah, we'll see. But it's exciting. I love this stuff. I love that we can talk about it, get involved in it. Yeah, I don't know. I just get really interested. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't get to make this work. But that's just life, right? Like sometimes you move 2 hours further away from a bunch of the races that you're going to, and have a baby. Just is what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're really just minor life changes, right?
Yeah. Just a couple. But we're still having fun talking about it and doing all this stuff.
For sure.
So
some great stories developing out of this. That's the cool part about this, right? Some fantastic racing taking place here north of the border. So
exactly. So we'll just hit some upcoming events. Andrew, you're leaving when?
leaving tomorrow morning. We're heading down to our first TB Promotions event at Killcare. So 25, 50, and 25 race. Looking forward to hitting up. Never been to a TB race yet, so this will be the first adventure for the BS tour, the Barnster tour to a TB Promotions in Killcare. Looking forward to it, and then come back, reset, and from there, actually making the trek to Bristol for the summer fling, just the weekend after Labor Day. So we're in on the dragster race on the Tuesday, which means I need to get my butt in gear and get to Bristol in a timely manner after Labor Day.
Yeah. I have faith in you.
I appreciate that. Those mountains are the only thing that scares me. I'll be honest with you. Not that I should be, but boys, I love towing on flat ground, not hills.
Yeah. Ain't no problem with that. I can definitely understand it. I will be, as long as we'll see what the weather does. For what happens for me this weekend. Right now, unsure. It's all up in the air. If you check the weather, I'm not sure actually what it looks like for Grand Bend, but there was an update from the 660 Sportsman Nationals that they will let everybody know Wednesday, if not by the latest Thursday morning, what the plan is moving forward based on the forecast for the 4th annual 660 Sportsman Nationals. So that'll be coming up. It's going to be a great weekend. The Grand Bend event's always well attended. So contact Drew Buckner on Facebook or his info's all over the flyer, 660 Sportsman Nationals. For any questions moving forward, hit that. Lots of stuff going on there. If you're not already on the shootout lists, then you should be. If there's still room, see what happens, right? But send them a message. Check that out. That'll be a great event. Like I said, we'll see what all happens here for us. That forecast is looking shitty.
Yeah, the further north you go, I've already seen some Ohio events cancel. I've watched a few other kind of Michigan-oriented events, getting, unfortunately, maybe a little too proactive. Hard to say. Weatherman can be wrong, but it's not looking good the further north you go. So
well, no, it's so hard, right? Because so many racers, I find now they'll make their decision this early.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're very last minute. If there's a chance to go racing, we're gone. You know what I'm saying? That you just look back in time for how that worked out for me in April when I was scrambling for different races, and then I end up wrecking stuff when I did go. But either way, we went. We were in for going racing.
You were there.
That's it. Greenfield Dragway Big Bucks event coming up this weekend. A few 3 granders happening for them down there. Shannonville event this weekend. Same thing, weather permitting. 2 weeks. Naperville announced they have a 10K, 2 10Ks for Super Pro and 2 5K races for Semi Pro. So that's the plan for sure, that I will be there as well. A couple weeks.
And it's the Fuel Tech Pro Mod Series too, I think, at also that same weekend.
It is. You're correct. I gotta find where, of course, my master schedule tab went. I was gonna highlight some other events that are coming up. There we go. Handy. Type it right in Google. Canadian Drag Racing Master Schedule. All the Canadian info you need. Right?
All the
right
events.
there. Hit that. Google it. If you haven't checked it out, check out the Master Schedule. Yeah, so what are we? The 13th. So we have 660 Sportsman Nationals. There's Maritime Harley Race in Miramichi. Mark that down. Big Rig Nationals at St. Thomas. You can check that out.
Yep.
Mission's back in a couple weeks. Yeah, like I said, Big Buck Bracket Bash coming up from Greenfield Dragway 2 weeks from now. RCSS, Naperville, Thunder by the Beach long weekend. Long weekend's always packed. So Thunder by the Beach weekend at Grand Bend Motorplex, Canadian National Open Series, Toronto Motorsports Park, Fall Bracket Nationals at Luskville Dragway, Rad Torque Raceways going on, Cape Breton. And then, weekend after that is the final NHRA National Open Series. So
the bracket finals September, right? So that'd be the NHRA bracket finals at Luskville. We'll have the WDRA bracket finals at US 131 for St. Thomas and Shannonville and Grand Bend.
Yep.
So that'll be Crown of Champions. Points championships are coming up, down to the wire. The next couple episodes will be that fun time of year where we start talking about points championships, world championship implications. There's, I believe, on the NHRA side, Division 1 is still sending as far as Cayuga and the other Canadian NHRA tracks, you can go down and run for the World Runoff, right? So if you win the main event to head down to Vegas, which Mike Konopacki did last year, number 2
Yes,
in the
sir.
world. So and he's shaping up, I think, for another championship based on the points I saw the other day from the RCSS. So he's looking as a favorite if that happens. But yeah, it's kind of winding down. It's kind of weird to say this, but we're just starting off the back half of the year now for our racing season.
You're correct. I took a quick look while we were just, where you talked about some point stuff, and I suck.
Oh no.
That's just how it goes. Yeah, I just did a quick little peek while we were sitting there. I was going to say, like, if there was any, any points things that were worth talking about for what I'm doing, but no, there is not.
No,
So
that's okay.
I'm just here. I'm here to collect a big check at the end of the day. At this point,
here's a great topic, right? What happens if you're the guy not in the point? From here on out, how do you stay motivated? Well, here's the motivation: be the guy who just is out there to wreck people's championships.
That's it. I love big checks.
Be
I haven't got one.
that. No, just go out there, turn on win lights, mess up points championships. Be that NHL team at the end of the year where you're out of the playoffs and you're just messing up everyone else's implications. Right?
Exactly.
Iceberg.
That's the idea.
You're sinking ships.
Exactly. Why not? Right? We're here. You're going anyway, right? What else you gonna do? Sit at home?
Well, hey,
no,
right?
That's
but
boring.
Goals to have.
I was at home last weekend, and it was fine, but
yeah, not
an every weekend thing. I couldn't imagine.
I needed that I'll be honest with you, last weekend was a good recovery.
It was good.
Yeah, that I'm not. I'm at this point now. Like I wasn't sure how Monday was going to feel like yesterday as far as going racing because I just wasn't quite there again. And then woke up this morning and realized like I need to get back to the racetrack. That weekend off was good. And we're ready to rock and roll. It's funny how you can go from the peak and valley of it all, from just great to have some time off to when do I get to let go of the button again?
Yeah, exactly. Just jonesing for it, right?
Yeah.
Go 2 more weeks, and then I used to be sitting at my toolbox at work, just struggling to hold my finger, trying to let go of everything that I got.
That's it. Foot braking at the stoplights. Not that that's a thing, right? But
exactly. But that's about it for tonight. Tonight's episode 67.
Getting up there.
We are getting up there.
That's a hard number as a Leaf fan. I saw that and I almost hurt a little bit just because it has implications, right? But
I hear you.
Fans out there, my blue.
I get it. If you don't know, then you're not that much of a Leaf fan. So that's just is what it is.
You're doing better than me.
Yeah. But yeah, so congratulations to everybody. Great show. Not a whole lot of I don't know. I guess it was all racing topics, all just results and things like that. A lot of point stuff. But it's cool. Fun to talk about this stuff. Fun to talk about great racing, great racers.
Absolutely.
Love every part of it. So that's all
great
good.
Stories. This is the whole point, right? Get these stories out to the light of day and letting everyone know what's going on out here in the great wide open land of Canada.
Exactly. All right. Well, good luck to everybody moving forward for the rest of your season. If you are in that points chase, double down on that thing. Get it done.
It's a fun time of year.
Do what you can. Exactly. It's like there's still hot days moving forward, right? But we start getting into that. I'm not saying fall. We're not there yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like we're in the second half of the season now. These races, they start to matter a little bit more, right? Because there's not a whole lot of them left.
Got to make them all count.
Exactly. Make the most of the rest of your race season before the snow flies, and that's just a miserable thing to think about, honestly. But
don't think about it. Just roll with it. Turn on win lights. Enjoy the races you're going out to. We can reconvene in 2 weeks for some more group counseling here on what we've done right or done wrong. So
exactly. That's exactly what we'll do. All right. Well, Andrew, good luck to you. Safe travels, safe trip to Killcare. You might as well bring some money up. If you got a $50,000 check, then next time we'll have it right on the screen when we open
put
up.
it somewhere right around here.
Yeah. I
got to do some decorating. You can kind of see some of the pictures.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. So. Yeah. But all right. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to everybody else.
Thank you.
And we will see you all soon. Like I said, keep checking back. I'm sure everybody's going to let you know what's happening for this weekend based on the weather. 660 Sportsman Nationals will have an update. If not tomorrow, Thursday morning. I know that's a big one for people traveling.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, once I shut this off, hop over to YouTube, go to Bracket Life Brand, the YouTube channel, subscribe to us, check that stuff all out, bracketlifebrand.com. You can go on our master schedule, see what races you have left, see where you can go, and what's happening. Go exploring a little bit. It's good for you.
Check the world out.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Pro1Safety.ca, supporting us all the time, all the dealers, everybody like that. Check out, see when your stuff's out of date. If you need something new, whatever, check them out. They're great. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Andrew, and everybody else. We'll talk to you all soon.
We'll see you then.
Canadian racers, make sure your next set of seatbelts and wingsuit are from Pro1Safety.ca. Pro1 Racing and Safety Products offer high-quality products made in the USA and now distributed in Canada. Pro1 Canada offers seatbelts, racing suits, helmets, and all sorts of safety accessories for drag racers. See for yourself why NHRA sportsmen world champions such as Bo Butner, Jeff Strickland, the Emmons brothers, Austin Williams, and many more rely on Pro1 Racing and Safety Products. Join the winners. Choose Pro1. Buy high-quality American-made products from your Canadian wholesale distributor at Pro1Safety.ca.